how to achieve financial independence and retire early. After multiple videos of how to earn more, save more, and invest more, I am finally ready to tackle this video. So in this video, let's talk about how to achieve financial independence and retire early in 3 simple steps. Now, I also want to let you know that I'm on track to be financially independent when I am 35, as long as I don't do anything stupid with my money. I also feel the need to clarify that by retiring early, I mean I can pursue whatever the heck I want. And my independence is mine and mine only. Now, at the end of this video, you should have learned all the necessary steps to achieve financial independence and retire early. If this is your first time here, welcome. I am just a bald Asian man making personal finance videos with an otter at the back.
I have friends, I promise.
And while we're at it, always remember to gently smash that like button. Without further ado, let's go. Now this video is gonna be broken into 3 segments: save, invest, and earn. But before we jump in, I want to cover 2 foundational financial independence things so that the 3 segments actually make sense. Because at the end of the day, financial independence really is like building a house. Without a strong foundation, there is nothing to build on. Now, in my humble opinion, the foundation of financial independence is really built on 2 things: your reason why for going into the journey of financial independence and your FIRE number. Now, your FIRE number is essentially a number that at this point, the income from your portfolios will cover all your expenses. But the first thing we got to talk about is your reason for pursuing financial independence. Now that sounds really stupid. I mean, who doesn't want financial independence? The thing is, some people are just happy about the way that they're living life right now, and financial independence really isn't a concern till later on, and that is absolutely okay. But I don't want to wait till 65 to retire.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I want to control my independence as early as I possibly can, and I'll tell you why. Now, I came from a really poor part of China called Zhanjiang, and my family was so poor at the time that we would only ever have soft drinks during celebrations. I don't know if you remember the Coca-Cola campaigns a couple years back, but it's so spot on because they focused around happy memories, and I can attest that all my celebration moments, at least when we were poor, all involved Coca-Cola. It didn't matter how poor we were, we always wanted to have at least a big bottle of Coca-Cola just to make that day a little bit more special. Now, during the late 90s, China has slowly opened itself up to the outside world. My dad saw an opportunity and he took a chance. So he took a chance to start his own company selling office supplies to the outside world. My living room was filled with packaging tables, and mind you, it wasn't even proper packaging tables. It was literally my kitchen table turned into a packaging table. And when I woke up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning to go use the restroom, I would see my family packing printer toners to sell to the outside world. Now, despite not having a university degree, my dad carried my entire family out of poverty, and he gave me a new chance at life in Australia. And now that I'm grown, I'm finally understood the impact that he had in my life, as well as his impact on our entire family's life. And personally, I don't want the opportunity Dad worked so hard for to go to waste. So fighting for my financial independence earlier rather than later, this is my opportunity to let Dad know that, hey Dad, I got this now. You've done your part to carry our family out of the poverty. It's my turn now. So that was a little bit into my personal family history. I hope you enjoyed that teeny bit of story. But I wanted to say to you that, look, it doesn't really matter if you don't have clarity around your why yet. But it is really important that you acknowledge that and continue to bring clarity around why you're going on the journey to pursue financial independence in the first place. So let's talk about the second component to the foundation of financial independence, and that's your FIRE number. Now, I made another video just a couple weeks back talking about exactly how much you need in your stock portfolio in order for you to be completely financially independent. And that video is actually a little bit more accurate because it takes into account inflation, taxes, and also the growth rate of your portfolio. But to save you some time, here's how we can quickly estimate how much we need in order to be financially independent. Take all your expenses for the year and multiply it by 25. And that number is essentially how much you need in your stock portfolio in order for you to be financially independent. So if we do a more practical example, according to the balance in 2018, the average household expenditure is approximately $61,000 US. And if we multiply that by 25, we need approximately $1.5 million to be completely financially independent. But if you still want a more accurate figure taking into account taxes, inflation, and the growth rate of your portfolio and how much you need to save and invest, I've made a dedicated video just for that. Feel free to check out that video after you finish watching this one. Now that we built our foundation to our financial independence, we're ready to build our house. And the first step to building that house is learning how to save more. Now, out of the 3 steps, save, invest, and earn, I would personally prioritize learning how to save first. The reason is quite simple. It doesn't really matter how much you can earn if you don't really know how to save, you just spend it all anyway. Instead of explaining a step-by-step how to save more money, I want to focus on the guiding principles around saving more instead. And the first guiding principle is pay yourself first. Now, by paying yourself first, I don't mean you go spend and buy whatever heck you want. I mean, you need to put aside the amount of money that you want to invest first. Because we are building our future here. And buying new clothes or different other things is not going to help your future. Now, the second guiding principle is having a more essential approach to budgeting. Now, there's plenty of material that's out there on the internet talking about how you should budget, how you can budget. But I think the most important thing we have to ask ourselves when it comes to budgeting is that what do we actually need versus what do we want? A good example of that would be alcohol. Do you need to spend all this money on alcohol, or can you actually save that money and invest it instead so that you can retire early and have drinks wherever you want in the world? Look, don't get me wrong, that was just an example. Having a glass of wine every so often is not a bad thing at all. Just know that the amount that you save will ultimately decide whether you retire in 10 years or 30 years. The third guiding principle when it comes to saving is avoid bad debts as much as you possibly can. Now, bad debts in my books are essentially debt that is not used towards generating more income. And you want to actively pay them down and avoid them as much as you possibly can. And I want to make a note here that there is multiple methods on how you can pay down your debts as quickly as you can. Some people choose to pay down debts with the highest interest. Some people choose to get rid of smaller debts as quickly as they possibly can. In my opinion, it's more important that you take the first step forward, because as long as you're able to take that first step forward, the second step will get slightly easier, and then you feel the momentum starts building. I personally just believe that people get stuck at the first step, and as long as you can take that first step, you just make incredible progress. Now, once you pay down your debts, I recommend you to get started with an emergency fund as soon as possible, because you never really know what's going to happen, and it's just always good to have a bit of cushion just in case something happens. Now, you can use the emergency fund to capitalize on opportunities or for a rainy day. It's really up to you. Now, once you develop the habit of saving more, the second step towards financial independence and retiring early is investing more. My main principles when it comes to investing is keep it simple and keep it consistent. Now, there's always going to be the next hot stock, new asset classes, cryptocurrencies, new business ideas. There's always a distraction somewhere that's yelling at you that like, hey, pick me. There's a new idea in the world that's going to make money like no tomorrow. If it sounds too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. And especially if you're just starting out, I highly recommend you to check out Roundup apps or low-cost index funds. Now, I personally started out with Roundup apps because at the time I was a very broke university student, and in Australia we had a threshold of $500 before you can make a transaction in Australian Stock Exchange. And naturally I didn't want to accumulate and wait till I have $500 before I invest in the markets, because then I'll just lose out on the benefits of compound interest. So Roundup apps was the best way for me to go at the time, and not only that, it really helped me build a habit of investing whether the times are good or the times are bad, because it automatically withdraws money from my accounts anyway. And that was the first time when I unconsciously built this habit of paying myself first. I didn't know that was a thing at the time in my early 20s, that you pay yourself first by putting that money aside and invest it. I actually thought at the time paying yourself means going to buy whatever you want and treat yourself first.
I clearly was a stupid kid.
Now, once I got my investing habit down packed and I started to properly get a job, meaning that every month I'll have more than $500 to invest, I completely moved away from Roundup apps, graduated if you will, and I decided to go into low-cost index funds because I have more control over what I want to invest in and what I don't want to invest in. Now, if you want to learn more about investing in index funds as a beginner, I made a full video just for you on that. So feel free to check it out after you finish watching this video. Now, I just want to wrap up this step by reminding you that when it comes to investing more, just keep it simple and keep it consistent. And that means you have to learn how to invest whether the times are good or the times are bad, because over the long term, that's when things really pay off. Now, the third step towards achieving financial independence and retiring early is earning more. One of the reasons why I left this towards the very end of this video, if you don't know how to save, the chances of you having any money to invest is going to be very small. At the same time, you're going to be capped no matter how much you can save or invest, because those amounts are very dependent on how much you can earn as an individual. So in this part of the video, I'm going to dedicate it towards earning more income. Now, there's mainly two types of income. You have active income and you have passive income. So if you're wondering what is active income is essentially you trading time for money. An example of active income will include salary, tips, commission, services, basically anything where your income is derived from your active participation. Now, passive income, on the other hand, are income derived with either minimal or no involvement at all from your side. Now, some examples of passive income will include dividends from either dividend stocks or real estate investment trusts, online courses, or even rental properties. But the key distinction between active income and passive income really is your ability to earn more money as you sleep. With active income, if you don't work, you don't get paid. As simple as that. Now, with passive income, you might front load the effort to build enough momentum, and then after that, the income will come whether you're asleep or you're awake. But the key to financial independence and retiring early is learning how to make money while you're asleep. And this is Warren Buffett's quote: "If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die." And honestly, that's just because you don't have so many hours to trade for income. And to reach financial independence earlier rather than later, you need to figure out how you can make money while you're asleep. Now, this is your first time here, I just created a video around the best side hustle ideas. And the second part of that video is very much dedicated towards how do you build an economic engine that will replace your salary and help you make money while you're asleep. But I do want to manage your expectation that with those ideas, you do have to front load a lot of effort to build the momentum so that you can move forward and it can generate income while you're asleep. It just doesn't come easy. There's just no free lunches in this world. Now, to save you some time, here are the 3 best side hustle ideas to help you build passive income while you're asleep. First one is starting a YouTube channel. Second one is starting a blog. Now, the third idea is writing stories for medium.com. Now, if you watch my video around the best side hustles, I actually talk about the time required to build up each of those economic engines. I talk about how much you might potentially make and also how to build these side hustles yourself. Now, but for me personally, I started this YouTube channel as a way to, yes, build my passive income stream, but secondly, challenge myself to communicate something very complex in very simple terms that you can understand. And knowing that I'm not going to make much money out of the YouTube videos, at least for a year, I have made the decision to repurpose a lot of these videos that you see into a full article. And then sometime in the future, I am going to repurpose these full articles into Medium stories to make additional income while I'm asleep. Now, if time is incredibly sacred to you right now and you just don't have enough time to front load a lot of effort to make these economic engines work, then I'll suggest you look into passive income investments like investing in dividend stocks. Now, the important thing to remember here when it comes to achieving your financial independence earlier rather than later is that you need to figure out how to make money while you're asleep. And to be honest, preferably multiple streams of income that enables you to make money while you're asleep. Because if for whatever reason your salary goes down or one stream of passive income goes down, there is other streams of income still supporting you. So thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. It means a lot to me that you have watched or listened to my annoying voice from beginning all the way to the end. And I'm sure my little audience will appreciate that too. And I'm hoping to share more of my personal life and a little bit more stories with you to encourage you and hopefully inspire you to take action towards your own financial independence now. And I want to leave you with this note. Achieving financial independence and retiring early is a progressive realization of your worthy ideal. Because your worthy ideal is the source of inspiration or fuel that's going to keep you going when times are tough. And it's a progressive realization because it's a marathon and it's going to take time and you do not go from 0 to 1. And if you want to support me, just gently destroy that like button, subscribe to my channel, click onto the bell so that every time I release a brand new video, you be the first one to know. And until next time, see you later.